Can I tell you a secret? I always wanted to be a nepo baby. I'm not even joking. I used to be an 11-year-old girl sitting alone in my room watching MTV and daydreaming about how cool it would be to have famous parents. Obviously, at 11, I didn't know what that meant, right? It's just that I had just told my mom that I wanted to be an actress. And my mom looked at me and said, "You don't have famous parents. You're never gonna make it." I'm okay, I'm on therapy. In case you're lost, nepo babies is an expression that is all over social media now, especially TikTok, and is like a slang for nepotism babies. Cami, what is nepotism? I'm so glad you asked because I was actually researching this the other day. And according to Google, nepotism is the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives, friends, or associates, especially by giving them jobs. This Vulture article came out recently exposing some nepo babies, and it had names like Zoe Kravitz, Kendall Jenner, Miley, Cyrus, and it made everyone mad about how unfair Hollywood is. Like, what do you mean Kate Hudson didn't come from nowhere? Miley Cyrus is the daughter of Billy Ray Cyrus. Like, that's so unfair. It feels like at the end of the day, everyone in Hollywood is a big family, and you can only get in the industry if you already have someone in the industry. Remember that my mom said that I was never gonna make it because I didn't have famous parents? I didn't care. I knew that if I worked really hard, I could just rub in her face that she was wrong the whole time, and that's what I did. I started acting classes at age 12 and started acting some local plays, which wasn't a lot because remember, countryside of Brazil didn't have anything. Okay, the later didn't have elevator, didn't have a movie theater, but had a lot of cows though. A bit after that, I moved out to the big city in São Paulo, and I did some short films and some commercials, and I was still very young when I moved out to LA. And that was when I realized that my mom was actually right. Not about me not having famous parents, but I was never gonna make it. My first and most immediate reality check was when I realized who I was competing against. American kids who were taught art their whole life. But what I know from my experience is that American kids are taught and encouraged art ever since young age. They mostly have this in school. While I had this little bit of experience, people here who were my age, they already had so much more because they grew up with that. Second reality check that I had, that was painful. I realized that I was never gonna make as an actress in the United States because I wasn't American. I still have an accent, I still have a really dark hair, I still don't have the cultural background that it takes for you to be a good actor. So at that point, I realized that it didn't even matter if my parents were famous or not, because against first world country blonde girls, I didn't stand a chance. So you want to talk about privilege? Let's talk about privilege. I watched this video years and years ago. I'm pretty sure it's Brazilian. If I find it, I'm gonna link here for you. It was like 10 people, girls and boys and black and white, all the kind of people that you can imagine. They were all lined up in the same line. They were very equal, very even, and there was an interviewer in there, someone making questions, the person making the video. If you didn't like food growing up, give a step ahead. If you studied in private school, give a step ahead. If you were never followed in a store by security because of your skin color, give a step ahead. Again, I watched this video a million years ago, but I remember it vividly because of the expressions on people's face as they were giving steps ahead. They were realizing what was going on. Taylor Swift or Ariana Grande didn't have famous parents, but they were hella rich. Lady Gaga parents weren't famous either, but they had money and she went to the best schools. Billie Eilish doesn't have celebrity parents, but they're very warm and supportive from their home in LA where she grew up. But it didn't happen like that for me. My mom was so insecure and she used to project her insecurities on me, while my father was a successful engineer who refused to support me if I wasn't doing the same thing that he was. In my head, I grew up thinking, if my father is an engineer and he wants me to become an engineer, naturally, if my father was an actor, he would want me to become an actress. So when the whole concept of nepo babies came out, I was a little bit confused because we are angry about famous people being famous just because of their parents, right? But I'm a big fan of Nirvana, and I've been seeing Frances Cobain being harassed for years just because she's the daughter of Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love. So at the same time that we are mad about those people being famous because of their parents, didn't we all make them famous in first place? Girl, I grew up with Tumblr. I would see Kylie Jenner and Hailey Bieber all the fucking time. And now that I grew up, I still follow Frances Cobain and I still want to be friends with her. She could have been a brilliant artist, and probably she is because she has the genes for it. But she's minding her business. And yeah, if she goes out, everyone knows who she is because she's famous, and it was something that wasn't even her choice. Again, I always wanted to be an nepo baby. It is still my biggest dream, okay? I would see the Kardashians go to Coachella every year. Do you think the Kardashians would sit their ass staring at that blue man walking for hours to get a Coachella ticket? Naturally, because of my job, I started to meet more artists and hang out with them more. Things got a little bit easier for me because, I don't know, artists are a very interesting breed and they're very patient with me, so they're always teaching me and they're always helping me, which is some knowledge, some background, some culture that I would never have just by working hard. It's just for you to have friends who are doing the same thing that you are or had a more privileged background than you did. You can already learn and improve so much while being around these people and being around different kinds of people. From people who have to sleep in someone's couch because they try to make it, to people who have literally everything and have houses that you would only see at MTV Teen Crib. You get to understand that still, you can know the whole city. You can have the most influential parents, friends, whatever. You're gonna have all the doors open for you. You can easily go to the top, but that's not gonna maintain you in there. I was little Cami, it was lunchtime, I was eating noodles with nuggets, I was crying so hard that I choked. I was a very hardcore Hannah Montana fan. Of course he would want his daughter to do the same thing that he does. She probably knows how to sing ever since she was born. Like, she came out of her mom's belly and she was already having singing lessons. He probably taught her so many stuff, how to play instruments, how to do this, how to do that. She probably grew up in this artistic household and everything. I was actually reading the biography of Dave Grohl the other day. It's very good, I highly recommend it, and it's so cute. He teaches his daughters how to play instruments, and the other day one of his kids were having piano lessons with one of Dave Grohl's friends, Paul McCartney. He's a very chill dude, very chill, comes for lunch sometimes. You have to be very out of this world or on something really strong and very illegal for you to think that she doesn't have any talent. I'm not saying that because I'm her fan, but I just don't get the hate on nepo babies today when Angelica Houston is a nepo baby, Angelina Jolie is a nepo baby, Carrie Fisher, Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr. I hate the Strokes, but Julio Casablanca, nepo baby. Sam Levinson, the creator of Euphoria, nepo baby. Euphoria, by the way, has the characters of Maddie and Lexi, and a lot of people find Malda's acting boring, but her character is boring, so she's acting well or not. I think she's doing a good job, but let's say she wasn't. Again, the creator of Euphoria is an nepo baby. Are we gonna deny how good Euphoria is? Bella Hadid, my favorite model at the moment, came from rich and famous parents. Yes, but she is talented and she takes every good opportunity she's offered, so I honestly don't see anything wrong with that. Okay, let's make sure that you're smart enough to understand that I'm not defending anyone, because I do think that some things are very, very wrong. I don't understand anything about modeling, but I'm from Brazil. I'm from a land that came with Adriana Lima, Alessandra Ambrosio, Giselle, literally Giselle. So I understood a little bit to tell that Kendall Jenner is just not a good model, okay? And she would never be even close to be the highest paying model if she didn't have the parents that she has. Same thing about one of the most popular names at the moment, Lily Rose Depp, that to me was also very confusing, because I swear until a few weeks ago she was like the high of everything, it girl, amazing, I want to be like her style, her everything, and then suddenly the next day everyone is hating on her. She would never be there if it wasn't for her parents. She is a model and she's shorter than me. She's shorter than me. I'm 5'5" in a good day. Her mom was a model, and I was even thinking it makes sense that she was a model for Chanel because her mom was a model for Chanel and she's very pretty and she has a style and everything. But when you see the girl modeling, they're not only bad models, but they deny their privilege, and that is the only part that actually kills me. You saying that you did all that by yourself? No, you fucking didn't. If I was a nepo baby, I studied with Paul McCartney. Yes, that's why I'm so good. I know that. Yeah, I'm privileged. You know, just accept, just be aware of it, just say, yeah, I am fucking privileged. Please don't think that I'm delusional to the point that I don't recognize the issues of nepotism in Hollywood, because I do. I just think that as a society we have so many more things to worry about, like nepotism in politics, for example. That is a problem for me. Or when it's like big companies, because in Hollywood the worst that happens if you have a nepotism baby, you make a bad movie, you make a bad album. Honestly, for who this is all embarrassing? Is it for Lily Rose or for Chanel? It's embarrassing for Chanel. Like, you have so many talented models and you're gonna pick a short one that doesn't know how to model. Like, embarrassing for who? For Kendall or for Victoria? Because Kendall, she's might not be my favorite person in the world, but she's just taking the opportunity that was given to her. One case that stuck with me was the son of Victoria and David Beckham, because bro tried literally everything and he was bad at literally everything. He tried to make a photo book and it was everything out of focus, a bunch of random ass elephants. I do not understand the concept of it, but he's 23, okay? Like, how many people Yeah, no, at 23, I mean, you don't have to have everything figured out, because I don't. If you do, please teach me your ways, because I'm struggling so hard. But chill, it's pretty bad. Maybe the artistic career is not for him. His father is he tries soccer as well. Just the freedom for you to experiment. It would have been so amazing if I could have had all the opportunities to just try and find out what I like in the way. That made me think that at the end of the day, a nepotism baby in Hollywood is not exactly about how many doors are open for you, how many opportunities you have, but how many times you're able to fail. That is very unfair. They are given the opportunity after making a mistake. Bella Hadid, great model, and I think she has a bright future ahead because she's perfect for that. But she wasn't a good model when she started. Obviously, she just started. She's not gonna be good at it right away, but she had the opportunity to fail. She was given more jobs and more opportunity, and now she's in the level that she is because she could develop her talent, while many models out there are struggling to eat, living with another like 7 models in a crushy ass apartment in New York City. You also feel like it's not a no-win situation for nepo babies. If they don't do anything, oh my god, they are rich, they're famous, they could have had so many opportunities, they could have gone to the school, they could have done this, they could have done that. But if they do something, if they try as lightly, I'll see, they're just doing it because his parents are doing. We put those people on a pedestal. If you don't like seeing nepo babies around, you stop giving nepo babies so much attention, because why do you think that Kendall Jenner and Lily Rose are keeping getting higher? If they are all over social media being praised all the time, it's like, I know this name is gonna attract some traction and some marketing for my brand. If you want to see different people, if you want things to be more fair, then that's a start in you. You start supporting people of color, you start supporting creators who have something else beyond their looks, you start to open your mind a little bit more. They're only there because we put them in there. I completely understand the feeling of frustration, especially in the United States, where the American dream is sold, where everyone can do everything if they work really hard. But for me, who grew up in the countryside of an underdeveloped country and with the least supportive parents that you can think of, I always knew that the word was a little bit unfair. And that's it. I hope you liked the video. Please let me know what you think, and if someone famous out there wants to adopt